Hello and welcome back to another Toronto video. In today's one, we got the Timothy, the UK magazines from Panini, issue number 25. And this one, oh god, this one was beautiful. It was near perfect. Now this one is called A Stroke of Genius, and it's dealing with Baxter Stockman trying to basically tell Shredder that, you know, you got all your mutants, but they're pretty crap. However, I've got some inventions, and some of the inventions are just pure gold, and I am just shocked and ashamed of the 2012 show that we did not get this in the actual show itself, because this is just amazing. So yeah, okay, so with the first bit, we do get to see Baxter. He's telling Shredder about his new inventions that he's been coming up with to try and stop the turtles, and this actually takes up quite a bit of the actual issue itself. It takes up about half the issue, which I was genuinely quite surprised at. And with this part here, we get to see him showing off his new inventions of him making these robots to be Vito's next that big natural predator and that kind of stuff, and Shredder's assuming that, oh yeah, you know, it's going to be a shark or, you know, some big ferocious like, you know, actual predator that could actually go after like any sort of animal. But no, Baxter invents a robot that looks like a raccoon, and Shredder quickly destroys that. Because why not? And he also came up with a great idea to build a squid robot. However, that one was just flopping around on the surface, so great going Baxter. And then possibly the best one, which I think is just the absolute best one that he ever built. He built a gold version of his human self, saying that that was the, you know, the Toad's greatest foe, to Shredder. Oh my god, the balls in that man to have the confidence to say something like that and build something like that in front of Shredder, and then Shredder just destroys it in front of him. It is just, yeah, wow, it is beautiful. And yeah, this is like, I thought this is definitely one of the parts where I'm just like, why didn't the show give us something like this? This is just perfect. Peak Baxter Stockman. And oh god, if we had gone something like this in the show, this would have just made the show just like 10 times better, and it's just a shame that I missed out on so much of stuff like this. But then after that, we did get to see Stockman. He comes out with another robot, and this one is a robot samurai, and Shredder is a bit tired because he doesn't want to destroy it, so he gets some footbots to destroy it, and the robot, or the samurai, destroys all the footbots, and then Shredder's like, yes, maybe this one might work, so let's give it a chance. Which, is not exactly the best way to go around it, because, you know, the Turtles have easily defeated the footbots before, so I don't know why Shredder thinks, oh, you know, this one's going to be, like, any different from any other Stockman's devices. And there is one flaw in Stockman's plan, and it is stupid, but we'll get into that in just a second. Yeah, so after that, we do get to see the Turtles. They're out on, you know, the nightly patrol and that kind of stuff, and Mike is going around thinking about the best pizza ever with anchovies, pepperoni, mushroom, God knows what else. Yeah, it's disgusting. But then after that, we do get to see the robot. He finally comes in, and there's also beating it up and wondering who, like, you know, whose robot this is and all that kind of stuff. But then that's when Baxter comes out and starts speaking, saying that, oh yes, you know, I'll be destroying you with my sword of doom, and, you know, the typical Baxter kind of stuff. And that's when the Turtles realise, like, shit, it's this guy again. And then this is where things get, like, really stupid on Stockman's end, because Stockman tries to use like some controls and that kind of stuff to basically destroy the Turtles. However, there's one big flaw in Stockman's plan, just because he didn't install any robots, or no, he didn't install any martial art techniques to actually fight the Turtles. And, well, you would think that, you know, like footbots, they have all the necessary knowledge to actually fight the Turtles and that kind of stuff, have martial arts and that kind of stuff. He actually is in, like, a like a ninja base and that kind of stuff, and yet he forgot to put in ninja moves. And I mean, understandable, as a robot, it might not be thinking that, it might be thinking it might be able to get away with strength and that kind of stuff. But Stockman, my god, bruv, you got, like, no ninja skills whatsoever, like, you're bloody useless. And yeah, but it was easy to defeat it, and then that's when Shredder's like, So you know your samurai robot Doom is not so genius. Let me show you a stroke of genius, and then it starts to beat him up. And yeah, sure, why not? It really suits this comic, and yeah, I mean, I'd just say that like overall this issue, I feel like it's probably one of the best issues that I've done. And like there are like a few bits which I haven't mentioned, like there's like quite a few jokes in this one which I was generally quite surprised at like how funny they were. And I know that like with comics they're very hit or miss just because it's in this comic book format kind of thing where it might work, it might not, but most of the time it probably doesn't. But most of the jokes in here, I found at least 3 of them which are like, oh my god, that's actually funny. It is generally quite surprising. And I feel like the highlight of this issue is just Stockman building all these 101 different robots, especially the golden Baxter Stockman. That is just perfect. There's just a lot of fun elements about this one that just like really fits within this universe, and it uses like the time wisely. I mean, I do definitely feel like this issue could have been a lot better had this one been a lot longer, but that would have been, you know, our limits just because this one's only like 12 pages long, so you can't do anything more beyond that. But I feel like had they had more time to like really develop some of the other aspects of this issue, I feel like this could have been like a really fun, a really great issue, possibly even a perfect issue with having more scenes with Toes fighting the robot. I feel like that's the only downside for this issue, where that's the only part that feels just a tad bit rushed with certain bits where it's not bad, it does its job and does it really well. I just feel like some of it was maybe a bit sped up and it wasn't as perfect as it could have been, but either way, it was still like a really fun fight scene to see all that kind of stuff, and just all this stuff with Baxter Stockman in this issue, he's just like a highlight. And I feel like the writer in this issue just really understood the comedy aspects of details, and also just Baxter Stockman, the robots, and from what I can remember, I don't know if anything like this happens again with Baxter and the robots, but I really hope that this writer comes back and actually do some more stuff with Baxter Stockman, because they've like really nailed Baxter Stockman like perfectly, and I just can't wait to see what they do next with him, if they do actually come back and do any more. I guess we'll wait and see about that, but at the same time I don't know the writers, so I guess we'll never know now, but oh boy. But yeah, this issue, oh god, this is just, you know, it's really cheered me up. It's been a really great issue, and I'm looking forward to reading more now, but we'll wait and see about that. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about this issue? Do you like it? Do you not? And yeah, that's game for today, guys. Here's some police chess, grab that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.